Welcome everyone, thank you for joining me at Lovetarot. So today we have a pick a card reading, which is going to be a quick snapshot into the person on your mind that you're having communication blockages with, potentially no communication, no contact, someone you're in separation with, to give us an idea of what they felt or how they saw the reason for why the two of you fell apart or have kind of become distant and what's on their mind right now. We'll also try to get some messages using some message cards from the Hidden Truth Oracle version 2, maybe some other message cards as well, and take a quick peek at kind of what the situation is as it stands right now for current energies. This is a timeless reading, so whenever you find it is when it was meant for you. Pick the pile that you're most drawn to, pile 1, pile 2, or pile 3. But if you find that you're not resonating with one, you can check out a different pile. When the message resonates, then you know it was meant for you. So I'll just give you a moment to look at the piles. You can pause the video if you'd like. Okay, now we'll start. So we'll start with pile 1, or what we're calling pile 1. Let's see, let's put this over here. So how we'll do this, I think I'm going to use the tarot as a kind of a connecting bit here between the oracle. Actually, I'll wait to look at that. Oh, interesting. Okay. So this is for pile 1. Probably going to clarify that. Let's see. Pile 1. So, pile 1, this is a bit of an interesting energy. It seems like, for those of you who are looking at this pile, the person that you are not in contact with or are feeling energetically blocked with, they saw the reason for the separation that you both had due to some issues probably that they were carrying. It might not have been something in your connection. It could have developed in your connection, but it could have also been something they brought forward from a previous connection. They didn't know how to connect and relate to being in a relationship. Actually, yeah, I'm feeling like this is probably something they came in with, because we see codependency here. So they could have literally had potential things in their life that were afflicting them, that was taking their focus away from it, putting it solely onto them and their needs. Or they could have realized that they don't really know how to function properly in a connection, and that they needed to go on this journey to heal and to renew their sense of how to operate with another person, kind of on their own before, so they could negate and they could release this energy of feeling codependent. Now, I think there's a potential chance here that you didn't see it this way. This was like, you might have not thought it was codependent. You could have, or you might have seen this tendency in them. But it's something that they felt. They haven't probably done some shadow work in their life that they've needed to do in the past. And so something in the way that you guys were connecting with each other made them realize that they needed to address some of these issues that they were having Oops. Sorry, 1 second. Sorry about that. Yeah, so to address the issues that they were having, and maybe they needed a wake-up call, which is why the camera just kind of jiggled there or something. It might have been sudden, it might have been unexpected on one of your parts. They left, or yeah, I feel like maybe they left more than you, but it's possible you did as well. But something triggered the action to happen quickly. They're currently feeling, or not currently, after they made this decision, or that they kind of moved away or pulled away energetically, which actually, no, it's kind of funny. I felt part of it being sudden, but I'm also feeling it slow. So it might have been it could have been something that started fast, ended fast, or there could have been an in and out energy for some period of time energetically where it wasn't clear what was happening, because perhaps they relied a little bit on you for their healing, or something inadvertently in your connection was healing them. There's a lot of different actually messages coming out here suddenly. Ultimately, they felt like they needed to focus on themselves. They might have had a misplaced sense of where their happiness would have been, or where it was coming from. They could be a little bit centered on themselves and their needs, but it's probably coming from something that happened to them in the past. In the short term, they right now are kind of being forced into their shadow work. They are worried about the things they're losing. They're potentially worried about, which includes you. They don't know how to, they're having a hard time figuring out how to keep things in their lives and what to let go. They might not have always made the right choices of what to keep, what to let go. They're doubting their own ability to make decisions a little bit, but they're trying to do that. They're trying to gain some sense of stability about things. They're probably not quite there yet. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, and I think where they're headed is they are headed towards realizing their self-worth again, as well as the self-worth of people around them in their lives, such as you. They're on that journey. They're not there yet, though. This person seems like they need more time, more help. Whether they're reaching out for help in the right places is yet to be determined. But I think they're on the steps to acknowledging it. And I think that it was painful. Well, all endings are painful, but I think this one hurt because of maybe not being clear in terms of the communication. I think I'm going to actually pull from two different, I'm trying to decide which, yeah, let's see. Okay, I'm going to pull from a couple of different cards. So in terms of messages we have, I trusted you, and I miss being with you. So trust was broken, and I think they're aware that trust was broken. It could also be that they want you to know that they did trust you. You're probably the closest they came to trusting someone. And they recognize and they miss that feeling, which lines up here with this card. They miss what you brought. They miss the connection. But I think they're also aware that they broke some trust as well. So, okay, they also have, so I'm going to put 2 more cards. They have a regret walking away, and I see my future when I look in your eyes. Yeah, so I can also kind of get a feeling of like maybe sometimes where you might have felt like there was a bit of mixed messaging going on. This is someone who kind of fully didn't know what they wanted. There's sincere care and emotion here, but it's someone who can't follow through. This is someone who hasn't reached their full level of emotional maturity. They might have been skating by a little bit in their lives, or something could have also happened to make them feel this way, but we're not seeing that here yet. But that could be the situation. They know mistakes were made. It seems like they've acknowledged a lot of stuff, and hopefully they know where they want to get to. But I think it's still going to be a bit of time before they actually do the work to get there. What's the best thing? What's the overall? Will they get there? Okay. Yeah. I think they know. These are one of these people who could also be someone who can sometimes say the right thing or do the right thing, or comes across as very confident. It's almost like someone who knows what to do but doesn't do it all the time. Again, this could be due to past issues, if this was a relatively newer connection, or take it as it resonates. If you feel it was from your connection, you'll know best. I see a desire or a intent to solve things, but they haven't figured out how to do it yet, but they're thinking about it. So yeah, so that's what we have for you, pile 1. So hopefully that'll work out. So let's move on to pile 2. I can't remember which one was pile 2. Oh, this one was pile 2. There we go. So pile 2 was the heart. Oh, I should have left the stone out for the other one. Okay. So for pile 2, okay, let's see. So let's just tune into these energies for pile 2. So in this case, we see a slight, we see a different energy for sure. This is someone who, actually let me clarify this. Okay. So it feels like for you, pile 2, your person, or the person on your mind, for which communication or why things ended, this person, you guys moved away from each other. They needed to figure something out. There's something that they couldn't tell you that they might want to have told you. I'm getting that. So we have give your relationship a chance, working on your partnership as kind of a connecting energy here. So they wanted to put the effort in. They wanted to put the effort into this connection, but they just couldn't. They couldn't because of something that they needed to talk to you about or tell you about, but they couldn't. They needed to... Something became a little over... They needed to reorganize or something like that. They were feeling unsettled of some sort. Things were not feeling clear to them. They needed to clear the air. They wanted to tell you something and they couldn't. There was something weighing on them that you may or may not have known about. Yeah, okay. Yeah, something that they felt couldn't allow them to bring what they needed to bring into this connection. In this case, though, we see someone who seems very cognizant of the fact that they kind of didn't put the effort in to this connection, and that they realize that that's kind of like a big piece of the pie, so to speak, that that's what the connection could benefit from. Excuse me. It seems that they do want to, they have figured out a stronger sense of direction. They want to come back in. They want to work on this. They feel like they kind of know how, but at the same time, they're not entirely sure. They're kind of waiting on something to make the move. Or they could also be making the move. Like they might have already made a move to come back. Well, let me think. There's something holding them back. What's holding them back? What's holding them back, spirit guides? What's holding them back? Yeah, they're holding back for some reason. They're still not fully, we have Scorpio energy, Cancerian energy, Leo energy. They're still trying to either figure out the right way to come in because of the way that things fell apart or the way they left, or they're trying to kind of make the minor adjustments to come in right. I feel that they're also a little bit worried about how you're going to react to them. Okay, yeah. I think they're aware that they let you down, they let themselves down, they have some regrets about the situation. They may or may not have done something that was a little, what do we say? You know, was hurtful potentially. Like, let me see. Was it just the truth, spirit? Let's put with this one. What was this? Yes, they couldn't tell you something. So either that, you know, they might have also gone a little bit cold. So it seems, I'm not going to say they're hiding something, but it could be that they were hiding something. Just as I said, I'm not going to say that. It could have been that they're hiding something, or they were just having a hard time sharing something with you. If you feel they were hiding something intuitively, it's possible, and they didn't like keeping that secret or that burden. They also didn't like feeling like they were keeping a secret. They might have also not felt ready for the relationship or the commitment. Yeah, they're a little bit defensive about something, but it's not quite clear what it is. So you'll know for your situation. Let's see if the messages cards. Oh, okay. I want to start over, and I miss seeing you. Okay, let's see. Let's pull from the other one as well. So we have, I want to start over, I'm missing you. Again, speaking back to the one about giving your relationship a chance, this is a person who, you know, didn't make the moves that they wanted to make. Like, they want to start over because, you know, they're aware that they didn't do it right. There's something they want to say. There's something they feel that there's worth saying to you. They miss seeing you. There was nothing, quote unquote, that you did wrong. Not that anyone ever does anything wrong, but so we also have, I get scared if I'm being honest with you. Parts of me are broken, and I'm afraid that I might hurt you if I show you them. It's almost like, again, like a little bit about things that they needed to Okay, I pulled one more. We need to talk about everything. Something wasn't said here that needed to be said. Again, could be a secret that they were keeping. Not a secret, but something that they feel that they should have told you. Maybe you felt that as well. And they're hoping, they're hoping that there's going to be some solution to this. They're waiting for the right timing as well. There could be distance between you guys as well. Well, beyond the emotional distance, there could be physical distance between the two of you. It requires, action. They also kind of maybe this might be a high energy, energy intensive person. Moving around a little bit. If either sports oriented or a bit jittery at times, when they feel unsettled, they can't sit still very well. Might not be who they are during their quiet moments, but they could have a tendency to do that. I felt a little bit of, again, also physical distance in the first pile, but I'm feeling it more now here when I think about it. That might also be some of the hesitation, that something in the distance led to them either thinking believing certain things were a problem which you might not have felt, and they just couldn't talk to you about it. So but they do want to come in, and they feel like they have a sense of direction towards you. They think they're trying to find clarity. They feel that your connection could give them the clarity that they need. So hopefully they'll do that. And they'll realize, I have a feeling for you, pile 2, as well, that if they come in correct, you two could actually talk about this, and you'd be willing to entertain that kind of return. Okay, so that was for pile 2. Oh, I didn't pull from that. Well, that's okay. We'll do pile 3. So, this is for pile 3. Pulled from that deck for this part. Oh. Just placing the cards intuitively here. This. Okay. So, let's see. So, pile 3. Okay. So, let's wait to pull from here. Okay, so pile 3. For your person, let's see what's happening here. Okay, that's interesting. We saw this card for pile 1, and we saw this card for pile 2. Although I'm feeling slightly similar energies between all 3 piles. This is, I guess, why collectives work sometimes, because often, I'm tuning into the energy of subscribers who I think, who I have some energy exchange with. So anyway, we'll see. For pile 3, connecting energy is express your love. Make the romantic gesture. Someone didn't do that. Someone needed to do that. Someone is aware that they should have done that. Someone had some things they needed to heal. Open wounds, open sores. Someone might have just avoided. They were worried about like a near miss, or they were worried about some kind of potential disaster with you, and they might have pulled back. Probably bringing energy in from a past connection, or maybe something happened between you two. I don't see it in these few cards, but you'll know best. They recognized that they needed to, they actually recognized what the things that were causing the problems, from them being their best selves in this connection, and they wanted to put effort into it. So that's a little bit similar to Pile 1, but different in this case. Not as unhealthy. They just needed some time alone, probably to figure things out. Alone because they need that, you know, that solitude, Virgo energy, that thinking, deep, analytical energy, to understand some things that they've gone through. I just suddenly felt it could also be past things with family members, childhood things, a previous relationship, potentially something to do with something that happened in a long time ago, or something they've been carrying with them, like something from their youth. Something about, like, you know, they were naive and innocent, and something happened that changed their view of things. But they think that they might be making a bigger deal of it, so they haven't really dealt with it. And anyway, these are lots of things coming through. So they've been trying to work at it. It looks like they have been trying to put effort into it. You may or may not know about this. They didn't want to go, though. They didn't want to, like, they wanted to be able to stay with you to make this work. But they didn't really know how. Or they wanted to be sure, and they wanted to check the situation. We have Aquarius energy as well. Third decan of Gemini. Yeah. Let's see, is there anything about... They don't want you to think that they're... They don't want you to think that they're avoiding you. Or that they realize in pulling away that it might look a little bit... Oh my goodness. I just had the same card come up twice from two different decks. Yeah. They really are searching for answers within themselves, doing the detailed work to figure stuff out. They might have a little bit of trust issues that they might have projected onto you, or maybe it was warranted. You'll know best, but I think it's probably they projected it onto you. I don't think... They might be someone who's a little bit scared or skeptical of, like, saying what needs to be said. There's a tiny bit of mirroring going on in this connection. They regret, yeah. So they've gone through some emotional distress, and they're trying to focus again on the connection you guys had, but they're having a little bit of trouble doing that, or they did at the time that they left. Okay, so it could have the separation could have been, like, slightly unexpected or traumatic. It ruffled people's feathers. There could have been outside factors that affected this, you know, whatever, friends or work or something like this. This person, I feel like they need to iron out some details in their own life before they can come in. They might be someone who's a little bit obsessed with you know, doing the right thing, the details, stuff like that. In some ways they might be emotionally attuned to themselves or society, but at the same time they're a little bit not, like they still have ways to go. Let's see what this says. Wow, okay. So we're getting a lot of double confirmations here from Spirit. Yeah, okay. So they do want to be able to, you know, express things to you, tell you, talk to you, express their love to you. They want to also be able to express through action as well as words what it is that made them leave. They want to be able to share that with you once they've really sorted it out. They don't want to keep things from you. They need some time to recover because there's some wounds there. Let's see what... Let's get some clarity with the messages here. I don't know why this happened. Okay. We don't share same values. Okay, so I think this is dealing with past things. We have, oops. So they're also a little bit kind of confused as to how this all went down. They might have overanalyzed, and they're trying to figure out, you know, if they can be on the same page with you. They might be trying to be too much in their head about this connection as opposed to in their heart's space, and thus are having a hard time being vulnerable with you, although they seem to be someone who recognizes that vulnerability is important in a connection. Let's see. Pull from the other deck too. So, okay, I don't know why I let you go. I hear a million voices. Whoa. Okay, so let's see. So it says, I don't know why I let you go. I hear a million voices in my head telling me the things I should have said. I tried to replace you, then I realized that you are irreplaceable and now you're gone. This is someone who's really thinking a lot. This is someone who's overthinking. I don't know if you're dealing actually with a Virgo or someone who's at least has that somewhere in their placements, potentially in their Venus. They are having a hard time getting back into their heart space about this connection, but ultimately, when they can be the most quiet and calm with themselves, they know that they need to say these things. They know that this can be worked out if communication was there, and I think that's what they're doing, trying to go into some energy by themselves. To really examine the decisions they've made, and what this connection was. Again, there's a tiny bit of potential of there being some distance here. I'm just going to clarify one of these things here. So in terms of this card about trying to replace you, I think this is just them thinking about things. There's a small chance that they got in their head about the idea of what is the right thing for them specifically versus a third party energy. But there's certain decisions that they made that maybe they're not completely pleased with when it came to why you guys fell apart. They might have also felt like they let you down a little bit, and they're trying to kind of rationalize it in their head. They're still in a bit of a meditative state, trying to figure all of this out. They're still in process. They're working to try to clarify things, clarify their sense of what they expect for themselves, their vision of their own life, and what they want from you and what they can give to you. This person does, I think that they, despite all this specific talk about the things that they feel that they have trouble with, they do miss you. I think they also miss conversations with you. They also regret the ability of not being able to say what they needed to say, but they also know that they're in their head. So that's for you, pile 3. So in all of these cases, I think for all of these groups of cards, we see the person on your mind really having to deal with some stuff on their own that may or may not have been evident to you during the connection, and it looks like all of them, there's kind of like a collective energy of that counterpart trying to figure themselves out. So this might be the year when all that gets sorted out in that kind of collective energy space of divine counterparts. So thank you very much for joining me today, everyone. If you liked or anything resonated, please subscribe and like to participate in the live stream readings. Leave a comment down below if any of the messages resonated with you. If you leave a heart emoji, I'm going to enter names in for one reading during the live streams. And thanks again for joining me. If you have any suggestions for other types of videos you'd like to see, let me know. Hope you all have a great day. And take care. I feel like I should pull a collective, but that's okay. Okay, bye-bye.